Hey you guys, this is Reese Omega, and you are watching Hey Sis TV. Now I hope you're ready to get your life. I hope you're ready for these thoughts. I hope you're ready for these opinions, and I hope you're ready for this tea, because you're all gonna get it on Hey Sis TV. Hey you guys, welcome to another episode of Hey Sis TV. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for enjoying this this outlet I'm giving you guys. Thank you. Okay. Yo, hey sis. I want to do another story time. But before I tell this story, I need you guys to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe it. So when I post stuff, you'll know about it. Also, click the bell. Because the bell will alert you and you know that I'm posting stuff. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Back when I used to live in Baltimore, or Baltimore, as my people say it. Back when I used to live in Baltimore, I used to work at the Baltimore City Detention Center, which is basically jail. It's pre-trial detention, basically. I started working there when I was like 18, and it was, for lack of better words, interesting. Okay? Let me tell you how it first began. My agent, my temp agency agent person, contacted me, was like, oh, I have a job for you. I have an assignment at the Baltimore Detention Center. And I was like, okay, sis, doing what? Like, come on. And she was like, oh no, it's like commissary. All you do is package the inmates orders for like cookies and chips and like snacks and soaps and all the necessities a human being needs. I would, in this description, I would be packing that and pulling the orders for them and sending it out. So I said, okay, that's great. She said, you have no contact with the inmates. Lies. You'll have no like worry, like it's like completely in a different building than the inmates. Lie. She was basically just trying to like get me to say yes. So I mean, I was 18 and I wanted money. It was paying $10 an hour, which back in 2005 for an 18-year-old, that was fucking money. Okay, I could fucking buy Converse shoes all I wanted with that money. But anyway, so I took the job. My first day, remember, I was 18 and I had no idea what I was doing. So I showed up to the job in what I thought was like professional looking. I had a pink and blue striped polo on, very pink polo with some khakis and these pink, blue, and black Converses. And I thought I looked pretty, good for the job. So I got to the building. First thing I noticed is there's a checkpoint, of course. And I said, well, if there's no inmates here, why do I have to like go through a checkpoint? Right. So I went to the checkpoint, and then the person that was supposed to meet me to come down to the commissary room was there. So she said, hey, I forget which person met me, but I know she was really nice. So we walked down this hallway. I'm like, okay, this looks like a factory. So we get on the elevator. The elevator goes down. Mind you, we're already on the first floor. So anything down is like the basement. So we go down into like this industrial basement factory looking thing. And I was like, okay, this looks a little scary. So we walk into the room that we're gonna be in to fill these orders for these inmates. First discovery, I am working with inmates. Inmates work in commissary. I am 18, gay as fuck, and I'm around hardened criminals wearing pink. And wearing pink was not the tea back in 2005 for boys. Now you can wear pink and nobody says anything. But back then, wearing pink was a clear indicator that you were homosexual and you were feminine and you were weak. So they got my big gay ass with this big pink polo on around these hardened criminals wearing orange jumpsuits. And I have no idea what they're in here for. So anyway, so I say, okay, put your tough face on. You big, and they might be intimidated by you. So put your tough face on. You know, let's make this face tougher than this pink shirt, bitch. Okay. So we walk in. I meet everybody. I meet all the co-workers, which are like officers, like inmate, like correctional officers, but they're not like in the blocks, like in the jail blocks. They're like more like just deliverers for the food, for the packages. So I learned how to pack. So what would happen is the inmates that worked in there would pull the food, like the cookies and chips and soap. Well, pull the food and the necessities that the inmates would order, and the officer would ring up the food, and take it out their commissary money, and I would package it, put it in the bins, and the officers would set it out to be delivered to the cell blocks. It wasn't a bad job. I worked in 2 different departments in the detention center. So this was the first one. The hardest part about working in this department of the detention center wasn't working with the inmates. It wasn't packaging food and sending it out. It was the co-workers. It was the most fun, but the most stressful experience I've ever had, because everybody was like real funny, but it was like all women, and there was a lot of cattiness. There was a lot of talking behind each other's back and drama, but at the same time it was really fun. Everybody was fun, but it was a lot of drama as well. And that was the hardest part, was every day you didn't know what you were going to get. You didn't know you were going to get fun or drama. You never knew. Okay? So that was the hardest part, but I got used to working around the inmates, especially since these inmates were like non-violent crime inmates. It was mostly like drug convictions and robbery, that easy stuff, that light. So I wasn't really that scared to work around them after I got used to it. So I worked in that department, in the commissary department, for a while, and I worked in there for about 3 years. That department, okay? Which wasn't that bad, but what happened was they were going to privatize commissary, and everybody that worked in there would have to be put into different parts of the detention center. We couldn't work. Basically, we couldn't work. The temps couldn't work in commissary anymore. Transferred me to case management. Case management. The real bougie part of the jail. Okay. I worked in case management. This is where some of the most weirdest things happened to me. Now, I worked one-on-one with inmates. Like, a part of my team were inmates in the commissary department. But on this side, I worked directly with like regular civilians, and it was like case managers and stuff like that. I just like filed their papers and pulled their files for them. But the most craziest things happened to me while I worked in this department. The first craziest thing that happened to me almost every day working in this department was having to transfer files from one part. Like, take files, put them in a cart, and push them to a different part of the jail every day. And this is walking through cell blocks to do so. So every morning I got a dose of walking through a snake pit, which I would call it, a snake pit of inmates. And whatever they wanted to do or say, they would do, and you would just have to keep your eyes straight and don't pay them any mind because they want you to react. So I would walk through the, you know, fat ass, bitch and punk and faggot and all this stuff, and just saying the most negative things they can to you. And just because, and not because it's personal, because they're mad that they're in jail and they see you and they want to just say something negative to you because it's a negative space. Okay, it's a negative place. So I got used to that. I didn't even pay attention to it after a while. Then you have, that was just a little part of the problem. I used to hate doing that, but I didn't really, after a while you got used to that. What had took place with me in this department is I got a lot of sexual advances from the inmates in this particular part of the jail and in this particular department. This department, they had working men, which was inmates that were allowed to come and clean the offices of the jail. So there was this one that I can distinctly remember, this one inmate. And if we were not in the situation, if we were not in this place, I probably would have gave him the time of day. But I cannot risk my job for you, okay? So this one inmate would come in and clean our office that we worked in. So at first he started off with just like a really friendly guy. Like he would just say good morning and he would be real nice and have conversations with us, and he would talk about his family with us, blah, blah, blah. He was really nice, and I would see him in the halls, and he would, dap me up, and we would talk, and it was like just a really nice guy. And then things started getting kind of like flirtatious between, him to me. Flirtatious, like looking at me and winking his eyes at me and this, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I can't pay attention to this. I'm a young little tender thing. I can't be corrupted by this inmate. Because a lot of that was going on in the jail. A lot of inmates messing with the workers. And I wasn't going to go out like that. And then one day I was arriving to work, and I used to have to walk down this really, really long hallway to get to my office. So at the end of this hallway, there was a closet that had all the cleaning supplies in it. So I walk into the hallway, I start walking towards my office. As soon as I hit the corner where the hallway begins, he's in that closet, just like chilling. So he sees me like, good morning, beautiful. I was like, oh no, I'm being hit on by an inmate. Kind of liked it though. It was kind of like, risky. So he nudged his head like come on in the closet so we can do something. Like that kind of nudge, like come on. Let's go. I was just like, I was young. I was like a tenderoni. And I was just like, no, I'm like 21, 21. I'm like, no, I can't do that. Like, no. Like, I work here, like, no. And then, and outside of jail, I probably would have took him on his advances because he was my type, honey. He was tall. He was thick. He was dark-skinned. He was bald-head. He was everything. He was handsome. He had white teeth. You know how hard it is to find a nigga with white teeth in Baltimore? He was the whole package, okay? But he was an inmate. I couldn't do that. And then another situation happened was, remember I told you, the inmates used to come in and clean the offices. So this one inmate came in, an older gentleman, maybe late 40s. He will come in and take the trash out of our trash bins. So one day, I'm sitting on my computer, I'm putting the files into the system and, you know, doing my job. And my trash can is over here, like on the right side of me. Okay? So he comes over and I wasn't paying attention. I had my music on, blah, blah, blah. I was typing. I knew he was there, but I didn't really pay attention. So he took my trash and then I'm like sitting there, I'm like, why? I thought to myself, I finally came to, and I said, why is this man still standing here? Like, what is he cleaning? So I look over, and this gentleman is staring at me with his penis in hand, masturbating through his green jumpsuit. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't not turned off. I wasn't not turned off. I don't know how to say it. But I was classy, and I said, sir, I said very quietly, I said, sir, I don't want to cause a scene in here, but can you please stop that? This is not the time or place. So he put his rather big member back in his jumpsuit and nodded his head and walked away. Now, I could have told his officer. I could have told my supervisor, but I probably just wanted him to do it again one day. But nonetheless, I told him to stop because I'm classy. Okay? Working in the jail, I had a lot of experiences. I had a lot of fun. It was interesting. You never knew what you were going to get per day. It was one of my easiest jobs, both departments I worked in. And I wouldn't take it back. I loved working there. It was a great experience. I learned a lot about adulthood there. I worked there from 18 to 23. Because I left there and moved down here to Atlanta. So that was a big bulk of my early adulthood where I learned how to be an adult. And I learned how to budget money. And I learned how to be responsible and come to a job every day. And that was my story about working in the jail. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too long. And I hope I gave you guys... That wasn't all though. More stuff happened, but we don't have time for that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please subscribe. Subscribe to my channel and stop playing with me. Okay? And also, comment, like, and share this video. Share this page, this channel, wherever you want to call it. Share it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys are having a good day, a good night, a good weekend, a good week. Whatever time of the day you're watching this video, I hope you're enjoying it. Bye.